This is Educated Artistry. Welcome to this week's episode of Educated Artistry. Today, we're going to get into a little bit of a controversial topic. As you can see by the title of this episode, we're going to talk about the potential ban of TikTok. Could it really be banned? What does this mean for the 170 million American users and 7 million American small businesses that run on TikTok? And what does this mean for you if you're trying to grow and build your audience on the app? Should we just ditch the app? Is it worth even making content there anymore? I'm going to kind of take you guys through a very surface level understanding of what is going on with Congress and our government in the United States and what the bill is kind of saying and what they're hoping will happen if it gets passed through. But once again, let me just start this video or this podcast with I am not like a politician. I don't have any educational experience in the government or like law. So this is just research that I've done and my very surface level understanding. And I'm mainly going to come at this as telling you guys what I'm going to do if I'm worried, what my plan is, and what you can be doing if this does happen. But before we dive all into that, I want to give you guys a really quick update, something kind of exciting because I actually was asked to come back this year and speak at the Lash Biz Babes conference. That is an online conference. It's going to be May 19th and 20th, and the tickets are on sale now. The current price is only $149, guys, or you can do two payments of $88, but that's only until April 9th when the prices increase. So if you've never been to a conference before, whether it's in person or online, this one is great because it is online. So you can watch the conference and all the speakers from the comfort of your home, which is really nice, doesn't require any travel. You don't even technically have to take days off if you don't want to, because you do have lifetime access to all of the speakers and the presentations to where you can watch replays at any time from anywhere after they're uploaded following the conference. You're going to get access to all the speaker presentations and the breakout sessions. There's multiple giveaway offers. They had multiple people win last year that won free courses, gift cards, lash kits, ring lights, and more. And they're planning on making this year even better with the giveaways. And then there's also a Facebook group community where you can virtually meet and make friends with the other attendees in the group throughout the weekend. So I wanted to make sure that I just plugged this at the top of the episode, because by the time this episode comes out, you guys will have like a week and a half to make sure that you can grab that ticket while it's only $149. I spoke last year at this conference and we talked about growing your clientele on social media, got a lot of really good feedback, and it was such a fun conference to be able to do. And I'd never done an online conference myself, nor spoke at an online conference where it was live. So it was really cool to be able to do it that way. And I had a lot of fun and the community was great. So if it has been on your list to join a conference and you have been wanting to learn, especially this is for solo beauty business owners, then you are going to love the Lash Biz Babes conference. So I am going to put the link to get your ticket inside of the show notes of this episode, and make sure that you grab your ticket before April 9th so you can get it at the lowest price possible. So let's get into the main topic of this episode, okay? Is TikTok getting banned? If you are someone who has poured a lot of time and energy into growing your business on TikTok, maybe you've made it into an additional income stream by joining one of the creator rewards programs, or maybe it was on your 2024 vision board this year to start learning and utilizing the social media platform. But now you're like not sure. You're like, okay, I'm hearing that there's this ban thing going on. Should I even put energy into creating content here? Like, is it just going to go away? What's the point? And I'm just going to kind of tell you guys, here's what you need to know. So on March 13th, 2024, the US House of Representatives overwhelmingly passed a bill that would give TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance about 6 months to divest the US assets of the short video app or face a ban. Now, this still has to go to the Senate for a vote and pass, and then it will get passed to the president, which he did say that he would sign it if it gets to him. So we still have a little bit of time before we even know for sure if it's going to pass through the Senate. A lot of people are saying that it looks like it's going to. Now, the word ban has been thrown around a lot, but from my understanding, inside of the bill, they're asking for a transfer of ownership. So right now, TikTok is a Chinese owned company, and ByteDance is that company. And the US lawmakers believe that it threatens our national security and sensitive user data, and that the ownership should belong to the United States. The bill will require a transfer of ownership and for ByteDance to divest and sell the US based company within 6 months. So to a lot of people, that can seem kind of fast, right? Like, oh my gosh. So like by the time 2025 comes, like TikTok could be gone. However, TikTok can put up a legal fight, and this process can go on for a year or more. In my opinion, with a lot of these kinds of things, it comes down to money, but we aren't really going to get into that today because I just feel like I'm not educated enough in politics or government, and I'm personally not confident that protecting our data is the honest intention behind it. And it's just I don't know. There's so many legal things behind this that who knows if what's going to happen with TikTok. Okay, so I want to kind of get into a couple of my thoughts, what I'm going to be doing, kind of where I stand with all of this, and give you guys some ideas on what you should do if you're worrying about this. So, what if it sells? What if everything passes and ByteDance divests and sells to a US company? And will TikTok be the same? Will it be the one that we know and love today? Will it change? There are a lot of conversations around inside the bill, making sure that they give the algorithm and other data that would be needed to transfer TikTok. But then there's also a lot of conversations of saying that they might not do that. Like they could potentially change the algorithm before they transfer ownership, which would that mean that TikTok is going to be the same that it is today? This could be good or bad. Maybe it will be bad and the algorithm will suck and nobody will want to use it. Or maybe something will happen to where the algorithm goes back to how it was in 2020 when it was really easy to go viral and get views. Like we're just really not going to know until if and when that time comes. So my opinion is don't stop posting content there because I want to be so fucking for real right now. And this may make some of you mad. But none of these social media apps are guaranteed to us. Like, do you guys remember 2 years ago? I think it was about 2 years ago when Instagram went down for a day. Just like a couple weeks ago, Instagram was down for a few hours, and people were like, Instagram and Meta, and everyone's like, oh my god, Instagram's down. What are we gonna do? Right? Guys, we have to remember that these apps are not guaranteed to us. So when you are building a business and stuff on these, it is so important to make sure that we are diversifying our platforms. I want you to continue to post and build your community and your brand. And as I mentioned before, it's not going to be an overnight thing that happens where if all these bills pass and they transfer ownership and it somehow goes smoothly and happens with before the end of this year, it's not going to go away overnight. And I think that's something that people are really afraid of. And I just don't see that that's going to be something that's going to happen. So the nice thing is that we have time and there still are a lot of steps that are going to go through this before we know for sure really what's going to happen. So as I mentioned, diversifying your platforms. Ban or no ban, this is advice that I give all the time because we can't rely on just one platform to build our business and our community. This is a good reminder, though, for you to build a multi platform audience. If people do stop using TikTok, we're going to see more people going over to YouTube and Instagram. Now, I've always said TikTok is the biggest, and I still stand by this. It is the biggest outreach platform for your brand. So it's going to be the best platform that if you're using it correctly with SEO and now creator search insights, well, I think I'm going to do a whole episode on that because it's super exciting, that if you are using SEO and creator search insights, you're going to have the best chance of getting your content in front of your audience and new faces. And I've also always said that Instagram and YouTube are amazing nurturing platforms. So TikTok is where they're introduced to you and they're going to come and they're going to follow you. And usually you're going to bring them over to Instagram and YouTube where they're going to see more long form content. Now, we are seeing that TikTok has changed where they're pushing minute plus videos and longer form content, but especially YouTube has been popping off this year already to where people are kind of straying away. We've seen all of the apps do this as well. They're straying away from those short 7-second, 15-second, 30-second videos, and they are encouraging creators to post longer form content because it keeps people on the app longer. It keeps their eyes on their app longer. And right now, that is kind of where we're seeing the trend when it comes to how people are even wanting to consume content. So we want to make sure that we are diversifying our platforms. And if you mainly post on TikTok right now, or you mainly post on Instagram, even if you haven't even used TikTok and you're like, I consume it, but I don't use it for posting, this is still a good reminder to make sure that we are diversifying our platforms in general. Because once again, Instagram, something could happen and Instagram changes and it goes down for a couple days. Like, it's good to have that diversification. I will say that with TikTok, one thing that I do love is you can now save your videos before you post. So it saves without a watermark, which is a huge thing that I've talked about, that if you're going to cross post on different platforms, you do not want watermarks from other platforms on your content. So get in the habit of, same with Instagram, save your reels, save your TikToks with no watermark before you post. Because that way you can, which you should be, repurposing some of that content on other platforms anyway. But if something did happen and people stopped using TikTok, or it changed, it got banned, whatever, then you are going to be able to still have that content to be able to use and post on other platforms. So if a lot of you are feeling like, I don't know, should I not even like put in the time and energy to make content here? Like, is it even worth it? I say yes, just be smart about it, which we should be saving and cross posting certain types of videos anyway. I also want to say this is a really great reminder to start building an email list. Because did you know that an email list is actually an asset that you can sell with your business? Unlike social media followers, email lists are something you own as a business. And if you haven't already started building an email list, then this is as good of time as any to start. If you are using, you have clients like in-person services and stuff, and I use Square. I still use it. I've used it for like 8 years. Love it. I actually have had a lot of people ask about Square lately, and I'm going to put my referral code in the show notes of this episode because it's my favorite like online booking platform. It's so simple for the client. It's simple for me. Like I said, I've used it for 8 years, never had any problems. It's been great. Also, one of the things they have is they have an email marketing section that you can add on. I think it was $16 a month, to where when anybody books an appointment with you, it's saving their email on file. And then if you have that email marketing extension, you can send email campaigns to your client list. So whether it was somebody who came and saw you once, or they saw you 2 years ago, you're going to be like saving all those emails. You probably already have an email list if you're using any kind of online booking platform. And even if they don't have an email marketing integrated within the app, usually you can download all of the emails into like I think it's a CVS file, and then you can take it over to either Flowdesk, where you can add all of your email list in there and then start email marketing campaigns that way. So I would just kind of look into what you're using. If you're not using an online booking platform, then I honestly do suggest you have them, because this is just another little perk that they're going to gather all those for you. And then you don't even have to think about it. Now, if you are somebody who's selling products, you'll see a lot of people will add like a discount code, like, hey, join our email list and get 15% off your order today. That's something. A lot of people will do freebies or ebooks or free webinars, or little freebies that you can download by giving your email in exchange. So I would just kind of start seeing of what you're wanting to build, where you're wanting to grow in your business, and start collecting those emails from people, because this is going to be something that is just in general always a good thing that you should have for your business. If you have an email list and you don't really send emails out, I just want you to start nurturing it. If it comes down to you're sending just a monthly newsletter where you're giving updates, new products, new services, maybe you took a new training, like you're telling your clients what's going on in the salon, what you're working on, what's to come. If that's all you can handle right now, then I want you to start doing a monthly newsletter. And even if it's not your clients, but it's your students, People want to hear kind of what you got on in your life. Like, did you take a new course? Are you joining a mastermind so you can learn XYZ so you can help give solutions for XYZ problems, right? So I definitely want you to focus in on that a little bit too. And this is just in general, guys. I'd be giving you guys this advice no matter what, but I do feel like when we have these types of situations come up, and we're going to get into the next one, you don't want to fall into the fear mongering that happens. Because there have been a lot of creators that are posting content and creating a sense of fear around the possible change of ownership, which like people aren't even saying change of ownership. They're just saying it's going to be banned, it's going away forever, like I'm going to lose all my income. Like it's this fear mongering that I'm just like not here for. So my advice is not to give up on it yet and to continue to post content as usual. I'm going to say it again, as I've already said like 4 times throughout this 10-minute episode, is that these social media apps can change. The algorithms can change. Where people's attention is can change any day. So I personally don't see a point of having a fear mindset when we don't know what's going to happen yet. We cannot for sure say it's going to get banned or the algorithm's going to change or nobody's going to use the app anymore or whatever. Like we can't say that yet. We don't know. And we don't know how long this process is going to be and how long it's going to take and what's really going to happen. So I do think it's good to stay up to date, especially if you are committed to building your business on and through social media or using social media apps to create additional streams of income. But this is where I'm saying we need to keep our platforms diversified. Have that email list. Save your content so you can post across platforms. Nurture the audiences that you have. And try not to fall into the fear mongering that people are putting all over the place. Because my next question for you is, what if nothing happens or this is extended a year or more out? Like, what if we just decide we're not going to post, we're not going to do anything for a year on this app? Do you know what I mean? Because last year, I consume a lot of content on TikTok, and I would say that's my main area where I post. And I've had a lot of people ask me my opinion about this and like, what's going to happen? Like, is it even worth my time? And I say yes, because even for me as someone who loves consuming content there and loves creating content there, and I truly love my audience there, I'm not just going to ghost them now because something may happen. This was in talks, and I was seeing a ton of these fear mongering and all these videos about a TikTok ban when the CEO of TikTok did the congressional hearing last year. And they were talking about this. So this has been something that's been in talks for a while. So to me, it's not anything surprising that's coming back up. I just think that since it was passed through the House of Representatives, then of course we're talking about it again. And I just think it's something to keep an eye out on and just stay up to date on kind of what's going on. So because like I was saying with my question, is what if nothing happens, or what if this is extended into a year? Let's still continue to post because we don't know tomorrow if something's going to happen with Instagram or I don't know what's Twitter called now, X or YouTube. So I encourage you to just keep posting, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep showing up for my audience how I normally do. I am remembering and trying to remind myself to make sure I'm diversifying my platforms, putting in some strategies to continue to build my email list. And I'm not letting the fear take over, because I want to ask you guys this too. Like when you started lashes and you probably weren't very good, or you started your beauty business, your service, whether it's facials, lashes, hair, nails, whatever, and everybody was telling you, you know, those beauty business owners, they don't make good money. It's hard work. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to work weekends. You're going to have to like deal with shitty clients. You're going to have to, and they're creating all this fear. How are you going to pay your bills? You're going to have to work 3 jobs while you'll build your clientele, because like I've heard it all when I started. When I started my business at 21, I heard it fucking all of everybody putting their fear onto my decision in my life. And I've kind of always been the type of person where, to me, when people start getting like, they start sharing their fears and they're like, oh, like, why are you, that's scary. Why are you doing that? To me, I take it as that I feel like I'm in actually a right place, because a lot of people are scared and will create excuses for moving forward with something because they don't know the outcomes, or they have this fear mindset when it comes behind things. So for me and how I've always been, that I'm going to continue moving forward and continue doing my same thing, because if I still even have a year on this platform, I'm going to do everything I can for this year to continue to outreach and get my content in front of a new audience and focus more on diversifying my platforms, because a year's a long time to be able to like build an audience somewhere. So that's what my advice is for you. And if TikTok does get banned or something happens or people's attention go away from the platform and the usage goes way down, I'm going to be okay. I will probably be more sad personally and selfishly than losing like business, because I truly believe if you're genuinely building a community and an engaged community and audience, they're going to follow you wherever you go. I truly believe that. They're going to find you because you're going to be memorable to them. And if they find value and they are a true audience of yours, they're going to find you. So that is all I have for you guys today. I know it was a quick episode. I would love to hear your opinion. If you guys want to drop anything in the comments, especially if you're watching on YouTube, I would love to hear your opinion. Or if you have any questions, this is going to be something that is not going to end anytime soon. It's probably going to be something we're going to see updates throughout the rest of the year on how things are going and what is going to happen with this. And I just encourage you to keep doing it. Don't let the fear get to you. Let's just keep posting content and creating it. And I will keep you guys updated. And if anything changes with my thoughts or my opinions, or I have any advice to give you, I will keep you guys updated. But I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you guys think. And if you agree, if you disagree, let's have a conversation about this. And I will see you guys next week on a new episode of Educated Artistry. Bye.